Kalyan Deb, that's a big fear that's hanging over the heads of Manipur at this stage, that all these three big communities, the Meiteis, the Kukis and the Nagas, all have armed gangs associated with them, and the fear is that they might get into the picture.
The worst part is, in fact, they are already in the picture. In fact, today when I went out earlier in the morning, so we could see some of the members of the armed communities doing the rounds on the streets. They were looking for, for now they are looking out for their own people. However, they were also, if situation escalates, it is feared that they might get involved as well. In fact, when the first reports of violence started coming in, there were also unconfirmed reports that some of the bullets were fired by the militant groups, in fact, the rebel groups. So it is. So as of now, the situation is normal. There's no report of violence, but it is clear that
Subir Bhaumik, that's worrying that Kalyan Deb tells us that you have the armed gangs already in the picture. You were talking about the fear that this violence will escalate incredibly faster if the armed gangs are in the picture, and now you have Kalyan Deb telling us that they are already getting into the action.
No, I don't think that any of the major rebel groups have actually got into the action. The firing that took place, I learned from my own sources that these are not sophisticated ammunition. These are 12-bore rifles and something. So, hunting rifles. So basically, a lot of people in Manipur have weapons, licensed weapons, as well as, some of these other groups which are operating. You see, there is a system of collaborators. All major rebel groups have collaborators who raise funds for them, who openly operate. But everybody knows that they have links with PLA or NSCN or somebody in the jungle. So these guys also have certain level of weapons, maybe not the very sophisticated weapons which the insurgents use. So this is firing by some of those guys, This is not exactly PLA or NSCN jumping in, because you have to understand that back in the jungles of Myanmar, very often these different rebel groups representing different communities actually share bases, which whoever have crossed the border and gone into those areas, like I've done, you have experienced this. So this is number one. Number two, you have been talking about this identity. You see how identity fluctuates? I went to a beer pub in Bangalore some time back. It's called 20 Feet High. It's like a machang, typical tribal kind of thing. And everybody who was serving beer there looked like people from my area. I'm from Tripura. And I found out that 6 of them were Kukis and 4 of them were Nagas and 2 of them were Meiteis. And there, back home they fight, there they were all friends, because there the identity is, we are Northeasterners. So there the identity is, we have to bond together against, not necessarily against, but to protect ourselves if somebody here locally tries to be funny with us. So we got to protect our ladies, because some people think, so you have seen these problems in Delhi with the Northeastern people. So what I'm trying to say is, back home, these 3 groups fight. When people from these groups, because they don't have enough employment in Manipur, go and work in a place like 20 Feet High, the beer pub which I went to in Bangalore, there these guys are bonding together as Northeasterners. So can you see how the identity changes? The flow of identity changes. I am a Bengali. I'm proud of that. But I am from Tripura, so I'm not a Calcutta Babu. So I empathize with the tribals in Tripura, because I think they have a bona fide demand for autonomy. Yeah, but many people here would think, this is an anti-Bengali thing. So I am a Bengali, but a Bengali from Tripura, which means I'm a Northeasterner, and then I'm an Indian. And of course, I leave aside my religion and all that, because I'm not very religious person anyway. In the column of religion that you have in different, application forms, I write Indian, So the point here is that you have different layers of identity. And in a country like India, which is as diverse as the whole of Europe, you can't wish this away. What you need is intelligent management of identity. That's the thing you need. Politicians often escalate these issues to take advantage of these identity conflicts. That is what, in the name of democracy, for heaven's sake, you need to avoid. Just because it gets you a few extra votes. What you really need, both at the governance level, which means the government in Delhi and Imphal, and of course the rest of the Northeast, You need an intelligent management of ethnicity and diversity, or intelligent management of identity.